All right, I was getting ready to work this problem and my power went out. I am back though. All right, so the issue with factoring this, so you're still doing the two binomials as I mentioned on the previous ones, is when this term is not 1. Because remember when you have x squared, then that's pretty easy to do, right? So that's the issue. Now I will tell you that, you know, I'm one of these that I do the whole, what they call guess and check. And I say, well, the only way to get 5x squared is 5x times x. And then I just kind of mentally try to think of things like what two numbers could multiply to get 24, right? And then that I could also add them to get 26, like two numbers that you multiply. And so that's probably not the best way to teach you because students will just sit and just stare at that and stare at that. And I'm like, oh, well, even though 6 and 4 works, that's not going to add to get 26. But since everything's positive, I know those are positive, think of this, 5 times 4 and 6 times x, so 26. So that's how I do it. Yes, probably not the best way to teach students. So there are other ways, and what this is called is the guess and check. And I've just always done it this way, where I just kind of look at it. There's another method called the AC method, and this is A, this is B, and this is C. And what you do with this method is you multiply A times C, which in this case would be 5 times 24, which would be 120. And then you find all the factors of 120 that would add for B. And that's, I guess the reason why I do this is it's a little time consuming, but it works. So 1 times 120 would be factors, 2 times 60. And I'm just going to keep going until I see 2 of these that are going to add to 24. And so I have what, 4 times 30, you add those, you get 34. 5 times 24, you add those, you get 29. 6 times 20, aha! So 6 times 20 would work because you add those and you get that middle term. So if you use this method, now what you do is you actually rewrite this. So let me write it here, 5x squared plus 26x plus 24. You rewrite this as these factors, and I know I'm going to put 20x here, and I'll tell you why here in a second, plus the 6x plus 24. So notice these two became right here, and they add to that. The reason I knew that I wasn't going to put 6 first, because I'm going to do grouping. So remember the grouping video? And so I could pull out a 5x, that leaves me with what, x plus 4. And here I could pull out a 6, and that would leave me x plus 4 with my grouping. And 5x plus 6. And as you see, I get the same answer. It's just, I don't know why my brain works the way it does sometimes. I just sit and I just kind of look at this and I kind of say, well, what numbers can I, actually multiply? But this is probably a better method that will always work. And, it might take a little while, as you saw, but some of you might just kind of in your head think of these factors to be able to get that middle term. And good luck with these, because I'll work some more, but these are a little time consuming to understand.